Welcome back. Welcome back to Beautifully Seasoned. I'm so glad you decided to join me today. Listen, I want to talk about wise women woman up. Wise women woman up. We're beautifully seasoned for a reason. We've been here for many, many years and we have learned so many things that has added to our life, both our successes and our failures. So I want to talk about some things that we should just know better and some things we just need to woman up. Okay? Well, before I start, I want to add to your spiritual garden like I always do. You know that. And I am going to start with Proverbs chapter 31, verse 25. And it says, she is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. I love that verse so much. She is clothed with strength and dignity. That means strength and dignity are her clothing. That is what she wears. Okay. Oh, I hope you feeling that like I am. Okay. I have one more for you. And that one is now this one I didn't have the verse, but it is Proverbs 31 and it says, charm is deceitful and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. And yeah, that gives me a feeling of humbleness that and it gives me a feeling of being realistic that as we get older, yeah, that beauty might fade in some ways, but I'm going to tell you something, beautifully seasoned women, that when you are beautiful in your soul, no matter how old you get, it's still going to be igniting. It's still going to be a light coming out of you. So even though you kind of up in age and beautifully seasoned woman, if we're here on earth, we will be. And we have to not think of aging as a curse, but it's we're still here. We're still alive. And that's a good thing. And that's why I label this podcast beautifully seasoned. So with that seasoning, it's like we just have so much more. It's like a richness. Okay? It's just like something that is valuable. Okay? It's almost like a beautiful antique piece of jewelry that just worth so much money. Okay? Because it's been here and it's survived and has endured. So I want you to think about that. But you know what? As we move forward, I want to talk about wise women, us being wise. And we know that what wisdom is that it's learning from the successes, learning from our failures, learning from our falls, our peaks and valleys in our life, and we learn those lessons and we move forward in our life in more of a, I guess you could say, a stable frame of mind, maybe just learning those lessons and knowing what to do or knowing what not to do again. And so that's why I want to talk to you today about because I am experiencing some women, and I'm not even going to say that I haven't fallen into that trap too, making the same mistake over and over again. That same mistakes, those same mistakes. And we don't have time for that, ladies. We have to be living our best life. So we don't have time to make the same mistake, same mistake, same mistake. And you know what I'm talking about, don't you? I know you do. So let's talk about that a little bit today. Now, first of all, I got to go with the man thing. We have to start with men first because we love our men. And relationships are really a big part of our life, having that significant other in our life. But I'm specifically talking about our single women. And I'm talking about us not being wise when we're making the choices of the men that we make. Hey, I fell into it too. I did. I did. We know we don't go with men because of the way they look. That doesn't sum it all up for us. And I noticed that for me, it's like, okay, I do value and I think it's physically attractive when I see a man. Come on, look at Morris Chestnut. Of course, he's fine, right? And so if we saw someone looking like him, we're going to look and say he's fine. But when you are a wise woman, you're not only looking at him as that, but you want to know so much more. And he has to bring so much more to the table other than his looks, other than his body. You know what? And even more than just his money. Now, I'm going to put my sister out there. I ain't going to say her name, but she was like, look, You can't do nothing for me, but give me some money. I beg to differ because I think it's so much, we have so much to give, and I think some men do too. And when you find that person who you're compatible with, then it just makes the whole relationship experience is so rich and rewarding. And we know how it is when we all in love, right? So that just so important that we don't go with physical looks anymore. We know better. Woman up. We know better. We don't just go on face value. We know that. And then also, we don't just go on word of mouth. You could say you're doing this, you could say you're doing that. We are wise enough to know that you have to see that. We have to see those behaviors. We have to see that. So if you care for me, if you like me, and if you want to get to know me, it's more than just words. It's the things that you're doing to show me that. Okay? And you know what? Vice versa. Same with me. I'm not just gonna be words. I'm gonna say and do. I'm gonna put the what you say, put in the pudding. It's something like that. But we are going to show it and not only talk it. And so, as women, as wise women, beautifully seasoned ladies, we have to see that. And so, a lot of times, I'm looking at women who say, well, he said he's going to do this, or, he says he's going to do that, or, and they just be in just this cycle of deception, this cycle of being in it being in a fantasy world, okay, that things are not really happening like you think of in your mind, but you're desiring it so much that you really think it's happening. And that brings me for number two. Wise women, we don't walk in fantasy land. We don't. Now listen, remember when we were much younger and we thought about getting married? And our thing about getting married is having a beautiful dress. Oh, we was gonna be beautiful. Oh, we wasn't gonna eat for about a month, so we could be looking good in that dress. We wanted the whole venue place to be beautiful. All we were thinking about was the exterior. We were thinking about the dress. We were thinking about how the layout of our reception was gonna be. I mean, that was just a fantasy. And a lot of even our young girls think about that. When I get married, and he was gonna be so fine, and he was gonna do this, and we was gonna do that, and it was gonna be just this wedding of your dreams. Woman up. Wise women, woman up. We know that is just a fantasy. That does not have anything to do with your marriage. We know that. It's like, it is definitely not a fantasy. It is not. And so, woman up, ladies. We know that we don't walk in fantasy land. And even though we do allow people to evolve in our life, they might not be where they're supposed to be at that particular time, but we look at things more realistically. We look at things like, okay, if he has a job or don't have a job, or is he drinking all the time, or those type of things in our relationship. Is he verbally abusive? Okay, because I think sometimes women think because he's not hitting me, but he's making me feel like trash, that, oh, okay, it's okay, long as he's not hitting me. The fantasy is not, we're going to keep that fantasy when we're cuddled up in bed and we just daydreaming. We're going to keep it right there. And then we're going to wake up and we're going to see everything for the way it is. And so we definitely, and it's not fair to men either to put a fantasy type label on them, on this Prince Charming. And don't get me wrong, I do know some men who are married, they're kind of like Prince Charming. They treat their wives, I ain't gonna say like women, but they treat their wives with honor and respect, and they value them and they love them. And that is a real Prince Charming. I've seen that. That's a real Prince Charming. Like, you look at his eyes and you know that he loves his wife and he will do anything to make her comfortable. And on the other hand, she loves him and she does whatever she does to make him comfortable. That's not a fantasy thing. That is probably years and years of them going through peaks and valleys, and then they came to it like a nice little rhythm that they have with each other. So woman up, we don't walk in fantasy. We don't walk in, oh, he's gonna do this, he's gonna do that. We are not 12, and we're not 20 anymore. And so we know that that fantasy, we're going to keep that when we sitting there daydreaming. And we're going to look at Morris Chestnut just coming towards us. Or something like that, okay? So we know that's not fantasy. We know people are real and people grow, and some people grow apart. And our job is to take our time so that when we choose someone, it's someone that really fits us and someone that God puts in our life. And I'm telling you, I made a mistake twice. And like I said, woman up. I'm telling me myself too. To woman up, we have to move forward in our lives, making more wiser decisions. And definitely that fantasy doesn't have a place in that. The wedding fantasy, the husband fantasy. We have, people are people, and even men, they have their own journey that they're going through. But when you find the right one, he is going to be there for you, and he's going to love you with his heart, and he's not going to ever let you go. So that is a message for my beautifully single women. For my women who are married, I would say use that wisdom and just approach the situation more realistically. And then of course you got to pray over your marriage and pray over your relationships. And I think that's one of the best things you can do. And listen to this. Remember, I read you that scripture. You want to be clothed in strength and dignity. So you want to be that type of woman. You want to be that woman that's there for him. Okay? And you want to just make sure that you are cooperating with him and working together with him. And so, yeah, that's what I want to talk to you about. Um, I'm going to add on to that. And that is, we have to be willing and not, when you woman up and you're a wise woman, that is no way, there's no room for desperation. And I know I talked about this before on my podcast messages, that desperation means I'm going to take anything. And I've heard this before for some women who say, I'll take, shoot, I'd rather have a man than none at all. I'd rather have him a little piece of something, right? No, wise women, we gonna woman up. We're not gonna just settle just so that we won't be alone in our bed. We're not gonna do that, because I believe that's gonna lead to a lot of heartbreak. Usually people show you who they are, and if they show you who they are, you have to believe them. And I believe that Maya Angelou said that you have to believe them. So if this person lies and cheats and things like that, we have women, wise women, who have been here. They just settle for that because they don't want to be alone. And so, wise women, we got to woman up. It's okay, but you deserve more. You do. You don't deserve to be treated like that. You don't deserve to be cheated on all the time. You don't deserve to be treated just like you just a dish rag. You're not. You don't have to settle for that. And so, wise women, woman up. Woman up. We gotta do this. I know it can get hard when you're single. I know. But peace of mind and self-respect and dignity is big. And I truly believe that God will send someone in your life that values you so much as a woman, that values you and loves you and won't cheat on you. I don't think all men cheat. I think the majority of them do. But I know that mine, when he finds me, and when he's going to have that in his mind that he values me. So in that case, I still don't feel like you should settle just to have someone. We not settling. Okay, so that is another one. So let's get off the man thing. I just had to put that out there because I've been seeing some stuff, and women, my age and older, who have been just going through the ringer, who have been just they're bogged down, with these relationships that they just holding on, and the men are just treating them so badly. Or it's not just the men, it's allowing someone to treat you like that because you're so afraid of being alone. So I'm just gonna tell you to woman up, ladies. You are valuable, you are beautiful, you will be okay. I guarantee you, I've been there. You gonna be fine. But you do deserve respect. You deserve to be honored. You deserve to be treasured. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. I don't want you to forget that. And so we know that in relationships, things don't always go smoothly. But we also know if that man in our life loves us and values us, and if he really, you could tell that if he loves you with his heart. And I think when you love someone with your heart, it's certain things you're not going to do. You're not going to risk that. You're not going to do certain things when you're loving from your heart. And so pray about it. That's what I say. Pray about it. Okay. All right. Let's move on. We already talked about looks don't matter. We know, man, the most dressed up person could be the most evil demon inside. We cannot go on looks for anybody, not even our friends, no one. We are not judging on looks. Wise women, woman up. We can't do that. We know that a lot of times, and more times than not, the people who are dressed up are the ones that's hiding all these toxic energies inside of them. And so we don't want to make decisions only on someone's looks. And we are a physical society. That's what we look at. If you look a certain way, you're gonna get more likes, followers, all of that. But we have to stand our ground as women and woman up. We do not only judge people on their looks. We don't do that. I've met some wonderful people that didn't really dress fancy or might not have been quote unquote what society thinks is attractive, but they were so beautiful in spirit. They were beautiful, and I love to be around them. And so yeah, we know better. We know better. Okay, we know better. Okay, let's move right along. You reap what you sow. Wise women, woman up. We already know that. We've been there. We've done that. We've seen things manifest in our lives based on what we put out there. And we know that whatever you put out there, you're going to get back. So when you put out loving and kindness and all those good attributes, those fruits of the spirit, you know that you get those back in your life in one way or the other. It might be in a way you won't even expect it. And we know that those are usually called blessings and miracles. And so, wise women, woman up. You know what you put out there, you get back. So if you putting out some negative stuff, you know that's going to come back and form in your life. We've been here too long to not know that. So wise women, woman up. You reap what you sow. Uh, okay, I'm going to really tap into this one. Sleep is important. Now, and the reason why I kind of put that on the list is because usually during the ages of this beautifully seasoned era, and that's like 50 and above, that our sleep is sometimes being distorted because of menopause. It's because our bodies are changing, and so sometimes our sleep is being interrupted. We're up, we're using the bathroom, we're doing things like that. Sleep is so important. We know that. So ladies, get some sleep. Make sure if you got to take a nap or you get up in the middle of the night, try to rest, because that it does show in your face and it shows in your body and how you feel. And so you want to do that. I know that one is tough sometimes, because I know some days I could get a really good sleep, and then sometimes I might wake up a little bit. And you know when you wake up in the middle of the night, it's always been recommended that you just pray. Maybe just say the Lord's Prayer. I don't know. But sometimes it can get rough if you have broken sleep. So sleep is important, ladies. We still want to look our best, right? And we want our skin to look our best, and we know that we're gonna get those I think they call them crow's feet on the side of your eyes, and maybe up under your eyes. And not saying that sleep is going to take it all away, but I think when you are tired, you do show that on your face. So sleep is important. Wise women, woman up. We can't do that 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning like we used to. I know I can't. I'll be blinking like this at about 10 or 11 unless I'm out in an event. If I'm at an event and I'm around other people, I'm good. But if I'm at home and I'm like relaxing and the lights are low, I'm going to be blinking and nodding probably about 10 or 11 o'clock. And so we can't do that 2, 3, or 4 in the morning, partying hard and all of that. I think, wise women, woman up, we have to start taking care of ourselves a little bit more gently, being a little bit more gentle with our bodies. Okay, there we go. Next, if I talk about sleep, I'm gonna talk about water. Water, water, water. Water is good for our skin. Water is good for our organs. Water is good for our body overall. And so, wise women, woman up. We don't do the Pepsi all the time. I remember a lady. She used to have cases of Pepsi in her car. She used to have them in her bedroom. That's all she drank was Pepsi and Coke. That's all she drank. I don't see how she does it because the very few times that I do drink Pepsi, I'm thirsty. After that, I want some water. And so make sure that you drink plenty of water. That's just so important. And then it helps keep our kidneys flushed too. And these organs, they starting to get aged. So we want to try to keep them healthy. You want to try to keep everything healthy. And then also, with water, it kind of makes you go to the bathroom. So it kind of brings everything out. And so don't forget water, water, water. Sip on it all day. Sip on it, sip on it, sip on it. And then, maybe have, some iced tea or whatever else you like to drink, during the day. But I would say the majority of your drink should be water. Okay, and that's what I do. I drink water all the time. As a matter of fact, when I do drink another beverage, it just seems so sweet to me. And it's like, I want some water. Okay, give me some water. That's what I want. Okay, so next. All right, so the next one, woman up, wise woman up, is be yourself. And I want to just add to that, set your own style. Set your own style or how you want to dress. We have a lot of trends out there, ladies, and we know it's like this is in, this is in. I had found some bell bottoms on the rack. I said, "Oh, these are so cute," and so I was rocking my bell bottoms. Now, no, a lot of people are not doing that. I know that's not the in thing now, but I like my bell bottoms. I like the way it kind of fits, and then it kind of flares down below the leg, and so that is my sense of style. That's something that I like to wear. It's not all about the trends. It's about how you feel in the clothing. And if you feel good in the clothing, that's what matters. It doesn't matter who likes it or not. Because, people have their own choices. And sometimes people like it today, not like it tomorrow. And we know people are fickle. And we all are fickle in some way. So, you're going to dress the way you want to dress. Now, I must say, wise women, woman up. We know that we not trying to dress like a 20-year-old. And you know what? I'm going to be really careful when I say that because I like some outfits that I might see, like if I go to Akira and I might see some outfits, mostly that's 20-year-old, 30-year-old maybe, but I pick and choose like some of the things. I'm not going to come out there with a belly top. No, but if you could rock one and you could do it with style, absolutely. But I'm not gonna come out there with a belly top on, but I might see a really, really nice, cute a dress or a cute shirt that maybe I could pair with some jeans or something. So we that wisdom helps us to kind of do it we're headed towards elegance. And so whatever we do, we try to do it our style is more elegant. It's not I could say a little bit flashy here and there, but it's all in what you do and just to make it symbolize who you are as a person and you're not mimicking people out there. You're not mimicking social media. You're moving along to your own rhythm and how you feel in that. Okay, there you go. Uh I am going to, since we all on this health thing, and I disrupted it by talking about trends, but turmeric, I highly recommend turmeric and collagen. So I take collagen every day. I would say make sure you have your multiple vitamin. I actually have a liquid vitamin that I actually pour a capsule in my smoothie in the morning. And I'm gonna tell you what I have in the morning. I usually have kale, and I have 2 scoops of the collagen. I have the liquid vitamin in there. I have some frozen fruit and a half a banana, and then I have maybe some a little bit of oatmeal, because that's good for cholesterol. Oatmeal is good for cholesterol, and I've been told that my cholesterol level was a little high, and so I put that in there, and then I put what else do I put in there? I think that might be it. And then you know what I do? I might put the cap full of a turmeric in there. So I'll put that cap full in there. Okay, and sometimes I do that echinacea. Now, echinacea is good for your immune system, and since I work around children, I'm them germs hitting me, and kids they recover fast. It's just us, in our immune system. So I might put an echinacea tablet in there, and then I just add water, and that is like my smoothie. And so yeah, it fills me up. I feel energized. The liquid vitamin that I have it has biotin and in the B6 and the B12 in there, and so I have that energy in the morning until lunchtime, and then I'll eat. And even if I didn't eat lunch, it seemed like it holds me, for a while. So I just want to go ahead and mention about the collagen, the turmeric, and then whatever multiple vitamin that you might have that you feel works for you, and to take that daily. Because, sometimes we don't get all the vitamins that we need in a day. We still want to eat healthy, but I think those supplements help too. Okay. All right. Next, the friendship thing. Remember when we were in school and we wanted all these friends? We want to be popular. Remember, that was the big thing. Everybody wants to be loved. And that's one thing I realized. We all want people to love us. And that's why we like the likes, and we want people to like our photo. Everybody wants to be approved, and everybody wants to be loved. We do. But we know that friends come very few and far between. I have three I have more than three friends, but three that I'm no four, 1, 2, 3, 4 that I've had since high school, and that's been a long time ago. And so these women have been through with me through all the heartbreak. They've been through the successes, the wins, the accomplishments, and it has been proven. I mean, their friendship has been proven, and I love them so much. So, women, wise women, woman up. It's not all about having a cluster of women around us, but close women who really care about us and who will uh, look out for us, tell the truth, guide us in the right direction. So they're not gonna just tell us anything. And yeah, I mean that whole friendship thing is big, but we know as wise women who are our true friends. And it might just be one. Even if it's just one, you're blessed. Even if it's just one good friend, you're blessed. It's so many people who don't have that. They don't have friendships like that. So if you do have a good friend, keep that good friend. So yeah. So wise women, woman up. It's not about the quantity. It's about the quality of friendship. It's not about having all these people. And yeah, we have associates. We have people that's around us and love us, and we can hang out with and we have fun with. But we also have those very close friends who know all our secrets. Okay? And they've really been there for us when we call at 2 o'clock in the morning. And you know what? I've been there. So yeah. Wise women, woman up. Yeah. Next one. Um Happiness is an inner thing. And I saw that somewhere and I said, I'm going to use that. Happiness is an inner thing. We know that happiness doesn't always stem for external things things that we car and houses and furs and diamonds, they're nice though. I must say, they are nice. Who doesn't want them? Oh man, ladies, who don't want? You don't want a diamond? Tell me you don't want a diamond. Tell me you don't want a fancy car. You don't want a big mansion. Those things, yeah, there are wonderful things. But happiness comes from within. It's how we feel inside. And you know what? Some of us has been through so much, so many things that's happened in our life. It's like, where is that happiness? Where do I find that? So that is something that we work on every day. And that to me is part of being grateful for what we have right now. You have something in your life that you're grateful for, whether it's just breathing. I was able to take that breath. Okay, I'm sitting here alive. So that to me adds on to that inner happiness. And I think as wise women, we appreciate that and we know that now. We know it's not all about things. It's not. It's about how we feel inside, how we feel about ourselves. It's about us being healthy, about our family being healthy. It's just so much more. Happiness so much more than material things. And so wise women, woman up, we know that I know we want so much. I know. I do too. But I also know that some of my happiest times was times that I was feeling so good. Or I had a sense of accomplishment about something that didn't involve money. You know? So yeah, but I like money too. Let's not get that. I like money too. And don't forget, donate to my podcast, okay? Please. But yeah, happiness is more, it comes from inside and it should exude outside. We should see that light around you. Just being grateful and happy to be here. A lot of people did not make it to 2023. A lot of people didn't make it from yesterday. And so let's be grateful for that. All right. I have another one, no judgment. Okay, wise women, woman up. We can't judge anybody. Because I'm telling you, I've seen this done before. The very person that you judge and being something, you're going to be in that situation. Somehow, it's going to turn around on you. And our society is so big with judging people. The way they look or the way they live or what they're doing for a living. And sometimes you just got to be okay. I'll pray for you. That's fine. But I'm not going to sit here and put anybody down. Yeah, they might have known better or they should have known better. Because just because someone is our age don't mean they know better. We know that, wise women, right? You have friends, women who are making these decisions that it's like, wow, how old are you? Okay. You are thinking like like you were 20. You've been here for a while. You've learned some lessons along the way. That is precious. Our wisdom is precious. And so, but we can't judge. And that's something that we got to work on every day, to not judge other people. And just, hey, try to find a way to be like, okay, if I can help you praying for you, I'll be there. But I can't sit around and just judge you, because somewhere in the world, that's that. If you reap what you sow, it'll come back in your household. It'll come back on your front door that you are judging someone. And then you'll be finding yourself experiencing that same thing. So I really feel big about that. So wise women, woman up on that. Um, uh, purpose. Wise women, we know the value of having a purpose in life. Having a purpose. It's not just about having a job. And we know it's something that you will want to do, that you feel so passionate about, that you could do it without being paid. You could just do it and you have joy in doing it. Find out what that is. Even if it's something like gardening. I hear that a lot now. Women who love to garden. You could take those vegetables and do something good with them. You could give it to a neighbor, give to maybe a senior citizen on the block. I'm just saying. So your purpose, your passion can actually help someone. And so wise women, woman up. If you don't know your purpose, you need to work on that. You need to ask God, what is it that I'm here to do? What job do you have me here to do so I could do it? That's why we're here to share our gifts. And so yeah, think about that. Purpose. We are purpose driven. And I heard this before. I want a purpose driven partner. Don't you? Don't you want someone in your life who either teams up with your purpose or helps support your purpose and really believes in you? Ah, that would just be beautiful. So yeah, wise women, woman up. Woman up. Find that purpose. It's not too late. It's never too late to go back to school. It's never too late to write a book. It's never too late. So you still got some goodness in you. You still got some fuel in you. Move forward in your life and make it happen. I think that is it. I have down here cherish today, and we know what that means. It's cherish today, appreciate the day, get all you can out of that day. And you know what? I'm gonna add this too. We know, being here over 50 and over, that God is real. Nobody should be able to tell. You don't have to convince me. You don't have to convince me. I know because I've lived it and you've lived it. You know God is real. You know how miracles and blessings have happened in your life. You know it. You know what? You know those things, but guess what? There's a lot of things you don't know. You don't know how God saved you from that accident. You don't know if God intervened in some kind of way. You don't know if somebody's speaking great things about you somewhere else that is going to manifest somewhere in your life in a good way. You don't know. So we know that God is good. He is here. He is alive within you. So acknowledge God. Pray every day. Make sure you develop your own relationship with God. And we know, wise women, woman up, woman up. We don't play with that. You know we don't play with that, wise women. We don't play with the Lord. Because we know what we know, don't we? We know what we know, what we know. And so when we trust God, we know that He always come through. I know for me, always come through. Maybe not in the ways that I think or I want. Things that I want or people that I want that never came. It's okay. They wasn't meant to be in my life. Wise women, woman up. If he's not there, he's not supposed to be there. I know you love him. I know I did, but he wasn't supposed to be in my life. And God is going to open up doors for you, and He's going to show you so many different things that you have to be open and receptive and trust God. And so that is number one. And I left it for last, but that's number one, that we know as women, as wise women, that God is real and God is should be the first and foremost in our life, and we have to develop that relationship with God, and that means speaking and talking it to Him every day. That means reading scripture, reading devotionals, and then also, ladies, listen to this. It means being that light. I'm not just gonna just read it. I'm going to make sure that I am living it. I want somebody to look at me and say, oh, wow, she's a woman of God. I know it's a light coming out of her. I want people to say that, because that light is not me, that light is God. And so I want to live the right way and do the right thing. And you know what? We're human. And like I said before, we're fickle. We are. We all are fickle. We want one thing one way, one thing another way. But I think when your intentions are true and your intentions are real, that God sees that. When your intentions, we all can't walk a straight path all the time. We're human. But that effort and being intentional, I think that means a lot. And so, yeah, think about that. Now, I did see something that says seven virtues of a woman, a wise woman. And I'm just going to read those out to you: dignity, patience, diligence, generosity, giving, courage. Wow. We could say a lot about courage. Not being fearful. Not being fearful if you have to step away. that you're gonna be okay, right? Being not being fearful, being courageous. Wisdom, we wisdom. We are wisdom. We are wise. And devotion. And we're known to be devoted. We bring forth life to the world, and being devoted to our children, being devoted, of course, to God, and being devoted to our significant other. Okay, so yeah, think about that. Wise women, woman up. We be like acting like we were born yesterday. We weren't born yesterday. We've been here, and we all seasoned. It's seasoning all around us. Okay? So we have a lot to bring to the table. Don't worry. You might be over 50, but you still got it. You still got it. And it's in a way that not clothes, not a hairstyle, nothing could take that away. So yeah, this is a young generation. We have a lot of young, beautiful young girls who are just starting out. But we got something that we're bringing to the table. So we're bringing some wisdom to the table. We're bringing some life experiences to the table. And those things, that's valuable. I don't want you to forget that. That is valuable. So, yes, think about that. Thank you for joining me for Beautifully Seasoned today for Wise Women Woman Up. Please share this podcast with someone that you know, a sister, or someone just needs a little lifting up, okay? And encourage someone. Hey, we wise. We got some wisdom up in here. We look, I ain't go through all that for nothing. I'm gonna use it and I'm gonna share it. And I'm sure I left a lot out on my list, but you know where I'm coming from. You know what I'm talking about, okay? Don't forget to get my book. And I had it this time. I was like, I'm doing these podcasts. I'm not mentioning my book. It's called Standing Inside Myself, A Journey of Self-Love, Wisdom, Power, and Purpose. And you can get it on Amazon. And it is about my journey of self-love, wisdom, power, and purpose after I had got my divorce. So yeah, it was heartbreaking. It was, but I had again learned lessons from it, and I shared those lessons in here. And so please go on Amazon and purchase this book. I would love to hear from you. You can contact me at standing inside myself 6, the number 6 at gmail.com. You know what? Before I leave, I'm going to have to say a prayer for you. You already know I'm saying this prayer. I hope that you take it in, let it marinate in your spirit. Okay? Here it goes. You are blessed, prosperous, redeemed, forgiven, talented, motivated, valuable, free, determined, equipped, empowered, anointed, accepted, and approved. You not average, sis, and you not mediocre. You are a child of the Most High God, and you will become all you was created to be. In Jesus' name, amen, amen. I pray that for you, sis. I really, really do. Thank you for joining me for the Beautifully Seasoned podcast. And I'm hoping to hear from you. Drop me a line. Tell me if this podcast resonates with you. You can also donate by going to Anchor FM or my Patreon page, beautifullyseasonedyou.com. Also, you could go to my website, www.beautifullyseasonedyou.com. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will be talking to you later. Wise women, woman up.